What's up, guys? You are welcome to Dynamcom TV, where we publish news on politics, entertainment, celebrities, and metro stories. We have another trending news for you today, and the headline here is How Russia Helped Nigeria Defeat Biafra During Civil War, Buhari said. Alright guys, please, before I go ahead to read today's news to you, if this is your first time you are watching on our channel, please, there is a red subscribe button below this video. Just go ahead, hit that red subscribe button, and then click on the bell icon beside it, so as to be the first to be notified whenever we publish news in the future on this channel without you missing another news again. Now the news in detail. Nigerian President Mohammadu Buhari has revealed how Russia helped Nigeria defeat the Biafran warlords during the nation's civil war between 1967 and 1970. Buhari spoke in his speech at the Russian-African Summit in Sochi, Russia, on Thursday. Buhari said Nigeria's relationship with Russia began in 1960 with the old Soviet Union, saying that Russia helped Nigeria with military assistance during the civil war against the Biafran forces. Nigeria's relationship with Russia, just like the rest of Africa, began during the Soviet era when diplomatic relations were first established in 1960. The relationship covered areas such as education, healthcare, solid minerals development, and military assistance, especially during Nigerian civil war against Biafrans. More recently, our partnership has extended to the oil and gas sectors, as well as military and technical assistance in support of our fight against Boko Haram insurgency. At this point, I would once again like to thank His Excellency President Putin for his support, especially in the area of security. It is my hope that through this forum, Russia and Africa will revitalize their time-testing relationship by exploring new opportunities for the collective benefit of our peoples, he said. Buhari said since the collapse of USSR in 1991, relations between Africa and Russia nations had lapped historical levels, saying that the former Soviet Union had been a key partner of Africa, while recalling the strong support received from the former Soviet Union in Africa's anti-colonial struggles, stressing that Africa will continue to remember this and many other significant gestures of solidarity and support that shaped history as a continent. He added that in an increasing, changing world driven by trade, technology, and innovation, the time has come to inject new energy and paragons in African-Russia relations for the mutual benefit of both Africa and Russia, emphasizing that this mutually beneficial relationship must go beyond trade and business. Our emergency partnership must also address challenges such as counter-terrorism, poverty eradication, human and drug trafficking, financial flows, climate change, and immigration, to mention some of the many contemporary challenges facing our dear people and Africa as a whole. Our continent is rich in human and natural, but is lacking behind in capital and technology. This is why we see increased conflict, migration, and instability that is also impacting many nations outside Africa. On our part, We in Africa have continued to view regional integration as a key development priority. Our integration is one that seeks to address our infrastructure, defeat conflict and terrorism, climate change, human trafficking, and of vitality trade. Our integration process also takes into account our diversity as a continent and our unique challenges at the national and subnational levels. This is why progress has been slow but steady in Africa, mostly in Nigeria. With a population of over 1.2 billion people, for us in Africa, getting our socio-economic integration right presently a numerous opportunity as we stand to promote robust, equitability, and inclusive growth that will minimize conflict and enhance economic development in Africa. Today, these aspirants are captured in the agenda of 2063 of the African Union. We are confident that with strong partners like Russia, our goals of having a peaceful and prosperous continent is achievable. Nigeria is the largest economic and most prosperous country in Africa. Today, our population is almost over 200 million people. It is expected to grow to approximately 400 million by 2050. This will make Nigeria the third most populous nation in the world, behind China and India. Our economy is heavily dependent for its foreign exchange on oil, with the result that our high gross domestic product (GDP) is not as a result of domestic sector productivity. In the circumstances, although we still remain an oil-dependent nation, our government in the last 4 years has focused on diversifying our economy by supporting key job creating sectors such as agriculture, mining, and ICT, he said. To achieve this, Buhari explained that the nation invested aggressively in infrastructure development and introduced policy and programs that enhance ease of doing business, reduce corruption in the public sector, and enhance the rule of law in the government. It is this inclusive economy diversification agenda that we want to forge a new Nigerian-Russian cooperation. Already, we are seeing progress in areas of power generation, solid minerals development, and rail transportation, and I hope this will be expanded to agriculture, manufacturing, and other means of transportation. We already have over 200 Nigerian university students in Russia benefiting from Russia government scholarship, which have been ongoing since 1960. Earlier this year, Russia signed a bilateral educational agreement, BEA, with Russia, which will expand the human capital development support we are already receiving, he said. Alright guys, Buhari went to Russia in the capital of Sochi. He was addressing the public on the issue of the development in Africa, but most especially our president was lamenting on the help that the Russian government gave to Nigerian government in fact to defeat the Biafran warlords during the nation's civil war between 1969 to 1970. This speech he made in Russia during the summit in Sochi brought many to questions, asking questions. Why would our government, our president, lamenting mostly his point on the issue of Nigerian being able to defeat Biafran in the civil war due to the help given to them by Russia at that time? Now, this brought many to question. Is this why the Nigerian president went to Russia? We would like to read some comments that people are saying, what people are saying concerning the summit our president read in the pool. Emeka Chidebere said, "I sincerely want a united Biafra, but not a restructure. Nigeria cannot at this particular time ask for a restructure because we are not going to be a partake in this construction we are living in. It is interesting to know that the almighty Britain, America, and Russia helped and support the government of Nigeria, including Egypt, to defeat the Biafrans. As being said by the present government of Mohammadu Buhari, how they organized to defeat Biafrans was his topic, mainly his topic. This one came from Oluwa Soje, and he said, so the president of Nigeria went to Russia only to deliberate on how Russia helped the government of Nigeria to defeat the people of Biafran. This is very shameful, a very shameful statement by our dear president. And he went on to say, I am not an Igbo man, neither am I from the southeast, but it is a shame. Whoever that writes the statement to our government, to our president, is a very, very shameful act. And the other one, his name is Uchechukwu Uchendu. He said, Mr. President, why can't you focus on the lives and the poverty that is ranging over the government at this time, and the Boko Haram and the herdsmen killing the innocent people in your government? You went over there in Russia to focus on how the Nigerian government was helped by Russia to defeat Biafrans. Let me tell you once again, at this technological time, at this point in time, Biafra cannot be defeated again. If you like, let all the Russian soldiers follow you to Nigeria. Nobody can defeat Biafra again. We must be free. Mohammadu said, Biafra is a strong spirit. If you like, go to any country and preach about how you want to defeat Biafra. This time around, you cannot defeat Biafra again, Mr. Buhari, idiot. These are angry pro-Biafrans and the Southerners giving their views and comments. Please, guys, the comments are numerous here. They are coming as we are reading. They are pumping in and out. Please, it is in your own opinion to area your own point here after the according to what our president went to do in Sochi in Russia. All right, guys, you have heard what the angry Nigerians are saying concerning the statement of our president. You have your right, and it is very important you share your own view on this point. And meanwhile, do not forget to hit on the red subscribe button below this video and then click on the bell icon beside it so as to be the first to be notified whenever we publish news on this channel, Dynamicom TV. Thank you and welcome.